10 youngest billionaires in the world right now. Some of these people built their fortune from nothing before turning 25. Others were simply born into it. This list mixes both stories: tech founders who caught the AI wave at the perfect time, and heirs who inherited stakes in companies that took generations to build. By the end, you'll see just how different these two paths to extreme wealth really are. Here's the full list. Number 10, Alexandra Andresen, 29 years old from Norway, worth around $2.5 billion. She owns a large stake in Forbes, a Norwegian investment company founded by her family that holds positions across shipping, real estate, and finance. Outside of business, she's also a competitive equestrian rider, splitting her time between corporate boardrooms and horse breeding, a rare combination even among billionaires. She and her sister Katarina inherited their stakes in Forbes while still teenagers, making headlines at the time as two of the youngest billionaires ever recorded. Number 9, Luana Lopes. Lara, 29 years old, originally from Brazil. A former ballerina and MIT graduate, she co-founded the prediction market company Kalshi, which lets people bet on the outcome of real-world events, from elections to economic reports. She's now considered the youngest self-made woman billionaire in the world, taking the title from Scale AI co-founder Lucy Guo, who had held it just months earlier. Prediction markets like Kalshi have grown massively in popularity recently, as more people look for new ways to trade on real-world outcomes instead of traditional stocks. Number 8, Firoz Mistry, 29 years old from India. He owns a stake in Tata Sons, the parent company behind the massive Tata conglomerate, which spans everything from cars to steel to information technology across 6 continents. His fortune sits at around $3.1 billion, inherited through one of India's oldest and most respected business families, one that's played a major role in shaping India's economy since well before the country's independence. Number 7, Zahan Mistry, 27 years old, Firoz's younger brother, also holding a stake in Tata Sons worth roughly $3.1 billion. Together, the Mistry family's inherited stake makes them one of the wealthiest young families in the world, with their combined holdings tied to a conglomerate that's been operating for well over a century. Tata Sons itself is one of India's most respected business names, with operations ranging from Tata Motors to Tata Consultancy Services, one of the largest IT companies in the world. Number 6, Fabian Hedin, 26 years old from Sweden. He co-founded Lovable, an AI coding startup that lets people build software just by describing what they want in plain language. No programming experience required. The company's valuation skyrocketed within just a couple of years of launching, part of a broader wave of AI startups turning young founders into billionaires almost overnight. Sweden has quietly become a strong hub for AI startups in recent years, and Hedin's success has only added to that growing reputation. Number 5, Michael Truell, 25 years old from the United States. He co-founded Cursor, an AI-powered coding tool that exploded in popularity among software developers almost as soon as it launched. What started as a small startup became a multi-billion-dollar company in a remarkably short amount of time, riding the same AI wave that's been minting new young billionaires across the tech industry. Cursor's rapid rise is a good example of just how fast valuations can climb once a product catches on with developers worldwide. Number 4, Suryamita Brendan Foodie and Adarsh Hiramath, all 22 years old from the United States. Together, they co-founded Mercor, an AI recruiting startup that matches companies with job candidates using artificial intelligence. Each of the 3 co-founders is worth around $2.2 billion, working out to roughly $100 million for every year they've been alive. Forbes now calls them the youngest self-made billionaires ever recorded, beating out Mark Zuckerberg, who first became a billionaire at 23, almost 2 decades ago. All 3 met as Thiel Fellows, a program that pays young entrepreneurs to skip or pause college and build a company instead. And Mercor's valuation has continued climbing as more companies adopt AI tools for hiring. Number 3, Clemente and Luca del Vecchio, brothers from Italy, and the richest young billionaires in the world, each worth around $6.8 billion. They're heirs to EssilorLuxottica, the eyewear giant behind brands like Ray-Ban and Oakley, built originally by their father from a small factory in the Italian mountains into a global eyewear empire. Their father, Leonardo del Vecchio, was once one of the richest people in Italy before passing away and leaving behind a fortune that made several of his children instant billionaires. Number 2, Johannes von Baumbach, 20 years old, from Germany. He's an heir to Boehringer Ingelheim, one of the largest privately held pharmaceutical companies in the world, founded all the way back in 1885. His stake in the family business is worth around $6.6 billion, making him not just one of the youngest billionaires, but also one of the richest, under 30, anywhere on Earth. Several of his siblings also appear on the billionaire list, each holding their own stake in the same family company, making the von Baumbachs one of the wealthiest young families in Europe. Boehringer Ingelheim has remained privately owned by the family for generations, which is part of why so few people outside of Germany have ever heard of a company worth this much. Number 1. Amelie Voigt Trejes. Just 20 years old, from Brazil, and the youngest billionaire in the entire world. Only a few weeks younger than Johannes von Baumbach at number 2. She holds a 2% stake in WEG, a Brazilian company that manufactures electric motors and automation systems used in industries worldwide. Her fortune sits at around $1.1 billion, and she's part of a much larger family story, with 7 members of the Voigt family appearing across the Forbes billionaire rankings combined, worth close to $9.5 billion altogether. And that's the 10 youngest billionaires in the world right now. Notice the pattern. Most of these fortunes came from inheritance, but a growing number are self-made, especially in artificial intelligence, where a company can go from an idea to worth billions in just a couple of years. Forbes counted a record 35 billionaires under 30 this year alone, worth a combined $92 billion, and a record 12 of them built their fortune themselves, rather than inheriting it. It's never been easier or harder to become a billionaire before 30, depending entirely on which path you're on. For every young founder riding an AI breakthrough to a multi-billion-dollar valuation, there are several more heirs who simply inherited a stake in a company their family spent decades, or even a century, building from the ground up. If you like this ranking, subscribe to List Logic. We rank the best and worst of everything worth knowing. See you in the next one.